Well, good Thursday morning to you. Dense fog, yes. Take a look at this. Really kind of hard to see here this morning, but dense fog all over. This is more, it looks like, towards the north. It looks like almost 191st Street there. So probably up north towards Hamilton County. But again, you're going to know here this morning. You might have already gotten a call or a text or what have you from schools because over 40 delays.
You can see me squinting. I think that was State Road 31. So we're going to get over to Chuck and Matt and let us know what you can expect when you walk out the door, although you have seen it. And that is not a traffic camera that is off this morning, is it? That's just what you're actually seeing,
that is,
right?
Yeah, that's downtown Indianapolis.
Wow.
We'll blame Matt for that one,
Yep.
I guess. Actually, you can't see anything. And Matt, I know you're going to take a look at some of these problems on the roads this morning. But folks, we now have 46 school delays, and we do want to let you know there is a change. Jay County School Corporation, you Patriots in Jay County, closed today. Everything else running on a 2-hour delay. Boy, look at this visibility numbers that are coming in from airport. Zionsville at 1, Danville, Rockville, Indianapolis and Greenwood, Carmel and Pendleton, Rushville and Newcastle at 0 visibility, quarter of a mile visibility over in Richmond this morning. And it is a day not fit for man nor beast, let me tell you, because where it's not 0 visibility, how about this? 1 mile from Muncie to Kokomo all the way over to Lafayette. And we do have a situation on I-65 at State Road 43. Matt's going to address that in just a moment. But let's get to brass tacks. This fog is going to be around for at least another 3 hours. We have the dense fog advisory all the way to the north, just south, honestly, of the Notre Dame campus, Lafayette, Fishers, Indianapolis, and Franklin, Bloomington, all with these dense fog advisories. The winter weather advisory still in effect, Peru, Marion on north. Here's my situation with this, why I'm concerned about that. It is below freezing in some of these spots, and there's fog. So there could be some freezing fog in some of the situations to our counties in the north. Right now, though, 37 here, but that freezing mark in Kokomo and in Lafayette. Please be careful out there today. Fog's going to be an issue till at least 9 or 10. 40 at lunchtime. Today's high 47 with sunset all the way back now to 6:11. So these days keep getting longer. We could use some sunshine today, Matt, because it is a foggy mess out there.
It is so gray. Once that sun comes out later today, you know, that'll feel pretty nice. But this is a live look in Hamilton County, US 31 at 191st Street. We showed you just a moment ago. You're looking northbound. So these folks are headed north to Kokomo. All these headlights headed southbound into Westfield and Carmel, and then eventually towards Indianapolis. Fog is pretty thick out there this morning in Hamilton County and for many across central Indiana. But it's not just the fog we're tracking. We're tracking a couple slick spots. We've got some road sensors that are actively showing up with a couple little ice patches, generally north of Indy and then also a little bit east of Indy. These are some of the areas where we got a little bit more of that thin glaze yesterday evening and overnight tonight. But as temperatures are holding right next to freezing, just like Chuck was showing you, this is why you see more of this robust pink color once you get north of Westfield and into Tipton and then eventually Kokomo, Anderson, Pendleton this morning, and even Muncie, and then a little bit off towards Centerville and Richmond and towards Liberty this morning. But we do have a couple slick spots. Not sure what this accident is caused by, but you're looking at a vehicle fire that took place on I-65 there at State Route 43. This is on kind of the northeast side of Lafayette. Jalia?
Doesn't look good. Thank you, Matt. We'll keep an eye on it. I want you to take a close look at these pictures this morning. Maybe hard to make out, but these are photos that are a key piece of evidence at the center of the latest developments now in the Delphi murders appeal process.
And it's really for the first time we're seeing these pictures from the crime scene. And as again, you can see if you look deeply here, that dark right there, that's the cell phone believed to be Libby German's in under the leaves. It's the same phone that captured audio and video of the bridge guy. It was pretty infamous at the time. You'll remember about 2 weeks ago, Richard Allen's defense team filed a motion to correct errors. They gave several examples of why they think Allen's conviction should be overturned.
And this is separate from filing an appeal, but that included some conflicting arguments about that phone we just showed you. Anna Chalker in studio now with the response from the Carroll County prosecutor. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. The state says those pictures of Libby's phone support its theory that water and dirt could have impacted the phone. And like you said, this is the same one that captured audio and video of the bridge guy back in 2017. Now, Richard Allen's attorneys say the phone was manually activated by someone even after it had reportedly stopped moving. This is one of 3 claims in the motion to correct errors. Another claim states where Allen was held at the Westfield Correctional Facility before his hearing, it was plainly illegal from start to finish. Carroll County prosecutor also says the motion for safekeeping does not impact the ability to have a fair trial and is not the reason to overturn a verdict. 13 News spoke with a former prosecutor turned defense attorney about the state's response.
Look, this guy's in custody. He's not being given a bond. We're just talking about where can we keep him safely. And so that doesn't trigger your right to counsel.
Now, the other 2 reasons in this motion lay out the alleged confession made by Ron Logan originally when this all started. They say this was excluded from the trial and new surveillance video that was shown at the trial, but they say it did not line up with the prosecutor's timeline. So now the big question, what comes next with the defense's answers, the state's response, and what the judge is going to say? We will have that more coming up at 6:30. But really right now, the defense is just wanting his conviction to be overturned.
Right. And again, it feels like it's all connected. This is actually separate from an actual appeal. So we'll be closely following this. Thank you, Anna. Well, new this morning, we are working to learn more about a shooting that left a person in critical condition. Right now, we know that person walked into Community East Hospital looking for help with a gunshot wound. At last check, we've learned that person is in critical condition. So we have reached out to police to see if that has changed, if they're doing any better. Police are investigating to find out where that person was actually shot, though. We still don't know that.
This could happen to anyone, and today it happened to me.
Wow, this is a heartbreaking story and really heart-shattering words from a mother that tragically just lost her 2-month-old baby. It happened after police say a man took off from a traffic stop in Plainfield and slammed into that family's SUV.
That mother, her name is Jack Vaughter, and says that she is still trying to just comprehend everything that's happened. Police tell 13 News that an Avon officer tried to stop a car near US 40 and Ronald Reagan Parkway, but that car took off, eventually crashing into Vaughter's fiance's car. Her daughter, Iris, and her 3-year-old son, Eris, were in that car, and it caught fire. So Eris has burns over 60% of his body, and their daughter, Iris, tragically did not survive. The mother says despite the overwhelming loss, she is incredibly grateful for the officers and even the bystanders who stepped in to help her family.
My son was badly injured, but a civilian was able to pull him out of the car.
Now, Vaughter's fiance is still in the hospital. We understand he has broken ribs and even a cut on his spleen. Police say they do have that suspect in custody. Right now, we are checking to see if official charges are being filed, but certainly our heart goes out to that family. No jail time. That's the ruling for a man accused of using an axe in a road rage incident. Jimmy Calhoun from Carmel pleaded guilty yesterday to battery with a deadly weapon, and other weapon charges were dropped. This incident happened last March. You may recall seeing video of it at the time, shot on a cell phone. It happened at 16th and MLK. Well, Chet Montgomery says he was driving when Calhoun swerved into his lane. And then at the next red light, Calhoun got out of his car and started approaching Montgomery. Montgomery says he got out just to defend himself and tried to wrestle the axe away from Calhoun.
Cut in about 3 different spots, trying to take it from him ultimately, which I did, take the axe.
Calhoun is also required to pay restitution, and Boone County Court is later saying this morning they will stay this morning for the violating his probation on an unrelated drug charge.
Well, we are learning this morning a Texas man accused of causing a deadly crash here in Indianapolis on Mass Ave will change his plea.
Salvador Benales agreed to plead guilty to 2 counts of leaving the scene of an accident resulting in serious bodily injury or death. 6 other charges are being dismissed as part of this plea. The crash happened last March at the intersection of Massachusetts and North College Avenue. A military veteran, James Breedlove, died 2 days after this crash. Benales will be in court next month. He faces between 12 and 21 years in prison.
We are now hearing from Indiana City Councilor Jesse Brown for the first time, since being expelled from the Democratic caucus. We've been closely following this story since he posted about the expulsion on social media earlier this week. He now tells us he actually saw the move coming last week. He wasn't given an official reason why, but in a statement from the Democratic caucus that they sent us on Monday, it says that he was removed for, quote, a caucus to be successful, it must rely on trust, factual discourse, and a commitment to constructive teamwork. Brown denies ever having lied about anything to his peers. He says that for the last 14 months, he's been denied an opportunity to sit on committees.
I was willing to accept that, eat humble pie and wait because I know I'm a socialist and I know that that rubs people the wrong way. They needed some time to get to know me. I've waited 14 months. That's ridiculous. It's not about me. It's about my district. They're disenfranchising the district. So we don't stop fighting until we get 6 committees.
So now that we are hearing from Brown, we have asked for an interview with any of the counselors who voted to expel Brown to share both sides of the story with you. They referred us to the statement that they sent to us on Monday instead. So we'll keep you updated if that changes. Right now, your time is 6:11. We'll be right back.